I'm constantly looking forward to a new day where there aren't so many limits over my head. I hate limitations. I do. I like to be able to walk into a door, sell myself, and get the job, get the opportunity. But when you don't have what people are looking for, you get passed over for those who do.
Okay, cut. This is a very candid view that I'm going to share with you right now. This is from September 5th, 2023, and I never posted it. But right now, I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. Let me be clear, limits do exist. I am the first person to tell you that I talked about limits. I have spoken against them. For instance, in the book that I'm reading right now, my first book, Crazy with the Jump, I talk about limits and how we're supposed to go beyond the limits, not see limits, and all of this kind of talk. But let me remind you, we have to be very clear that some things and people can be limits in our life. Things can prohibit us, you guys, and we have to tell the truth about it. If not, we will be in the same boat week after week, month after month, and we will be stagnant. Limits do exist, but we have to learn how to either work around them, work with them, or totally eliminate them from our lives in order to get to the next level. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this video, but I wanted to offer that perspective because I don't want you to say, oh, wait a minute. Antoinette says there are no limits. Yeah, I've said that, but Antoinette has actually grown too since I've made that statement and put that in the book. And I just explained to you why. Limits do exist, but we have to learn what to do about them when we realize that they are in our lives.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I have something that's quite thought provoking today. If we all want what we don't have, then who is actually content with what they do have? Are you? You. Are you in the rat race along with the vast majority of people trying to get what you don't have, follow your dream, reach for the stars, maybe you'll grab a moon, aspirations? And I'm guilty of talking about this. I'm guilty for being among those who talk about this. But at the same time, if people are dissatisfied where they are, and you feel more complaints rising up in you than you do joyful stories, joyful things to talk about, then you should be pursuing better. You should be seeking the things that will make you happy, what will bring you satisfaction and fulfillment. I don't believe that any of us should sit in misery now. So that's perhaps another side. But the question, let's not deviate from the question. Are you in the rat race trying to get what you don't have? Or are you content? Are you on the side of where you must say, well, Antoinette, I'm in school right now. I desire to be a doctor someday. But when that time comes, it'll come. But for the time being, I'm enjoying my life, enjoying my family. I'm living life. It is what it is. Or are you 80 to 90% of the time just frustrated and miserable and just, oh my goodness, you can't wait for things to change. Like you're constantly trying to find ways and loopholes how you can get to a different place in life because you're just so unhappy, so dissatisfied. There are those among us who claim that they've had it all. I heard a young man actually say this yesterday, that he's had it all. He mentioned that he's had all the money that anyone can ever imagine having. He mentioned having any woman was available to him. He could live anywhere that he wanted to live, any restaurant. I mean, anything was at his disposal. This is what he alleged now. But he claimed that out of everything that he's had, nothing is like God. Imagine that now. And God is something that we can't touch. God is something that we can't see. If we're living according to the kingdom, then sure enough, yeah, if you see me, you see God. If we're doing the right thing and we're following in the footsteps of God and we're being led by God, living by the Spirit, then of course, when people see us, they should be able to see a reflection of God. But in actuality, we have not seen God. Yet this young man has claimed that out of anything that he's had, and he's not the only one that I've heard say this, others have said this, that they've been around the world, seen many things, but there is nothing like God. If that is the case, perhaps those of us, those of you, we, whoever, that may be striving, trying to get more, obtain what we do not have, because we figure if we had these things, we'd be happier. If we had these things, we wouldn't be so frustrated and so immobile and feeling so handicapped, like we can't do this and go there. If we had those things. But can you guarantee that once you obtain those things, that you will be happy? Because you haven't had it yet, right? So you really don't know. Because I want you to think about this. Whenever we look at a goal, when we're looking forward, that goal seems impossible. It seems far off. But once we reach it, we sit in the bliss of it for a little while, and then we're like, okay, done that. Next. I'm bored with it now. Next. Some women are like that about a man. Once they get a particular man that they've really wanted, next. Got him, tried him out. He wasn't all that. Wasn't what I thought he was going to be. Next. Same thing with men. Thinking, oh, this woman is so fine. She's going to bring me peace. I won't have to worry about getting her to listen to me. All of this. She's beautiful. No mistake. But after a few months, you see her for her true colors. Then it's like, next. Been there, done that. What's next? When you want what you do not have, you're actually ignorant to the reality of what it will be once you get it. Because anyone could look across the street and say, oh, that looks so good. Because you're not up close on it. Anyone can look at a lake on a hot summer day and say, you know what? Ooh, that lake will really cool me down. Let me go jump in the lake. Unknowing what the temperature of that water is. Not knowing what's under that water. But when we stand back and we observe things, we're always thinking that it's better. Huh? But once you get a taste of it, you discover it wasn't as good as I imagined. And this is not always the case, because there are exceptions to the rule. You could be looking at where you could be, and you could be right. Moving to a different city, getting that degree, a new man, a new woman, it might actually transform your life. You might be happier if you take that step, choose that person, choose a totally different circumstance than what you're under. It could be right, but content. Content. Are we content with where we are in life? Well, what is content? Let's go ahead and define it. Content is the thought process of, I don't have everything that I want or desire right now, but I'm okay. I'm willing to wait for it. And as I wait for it, I'm not going to spend my time complaining about what I don't have. I'm not going to be jealous and envious of others. I'll just wait my turn. Now that's a mature statement. That's mature right there, because how many of us can go through a process without complaining, without picking out the things that we do not like, the things that make us uncomfortable, and the parts of our processes that totally disgust us? That's not an easy mindset to have. So you're not alone. If you're in whatever you're in right now and you're feeling like, oh my God, I hate it, I can't wait to get to the other side of this, you're not alone for thinking that way. Most of us want to feel comfort. So don't get hard on yourself just because you feel that way. And for those who try to make you feel bad because you're not willing to settle in a particular circumstance, as long as you're striving and trying to do better by your circumstance, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that you don't like something or you disagree with what's happening to you under a particular circumstance. That's your right as a human being to speak up. But are we content? Are we content? It can be difficult to be content when you constantly see yourself on the opposite side of a situation. It's difficult to be content when you know where you could be. If you're not content, don't give up. What will it take for you to get content? What do you need to do? Really, what do you need to do? And once you figure it out, start executing. Don't waste any more time because misery loves company. You'll find yourself complaining today. You'll be complaining next week. Before you know it, the month is gone. And now you're complaining next month. Before you realize 6 months has passed and you're at December 31st and you're wondering, where has all the time gone? You're still stuck in that same situation, still making the same amount of money, still living in the same neighborhood, still can't afford to buy yourself a car, still can't afford to take a nice trip. If we want better, we have to put better strategy in place. Every step that you take gets you closer to the goal. I hope this message has really helped someone. Even talking about this has been therapeutic for me. You guys take care of yourselves. Until next time.